The court battle underway over whether or not to dethrone the Zulu king. Joburg boasts a new 89 billion rand budget, but is it enough to stop the city's rot? South Africa's king of kitsch, Tretyakov, sells for a new world record. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
A winning ticket for Sizekaya Holdings. It is the next national lottery operator taking over from Ituba in June. But what about its links to businessman and ANC member Sandile Zungu?
Half of Sizekaya Holdings is owned by betting company Gold Rush Holdings. The link, Sandile Zungu was a non-executive director at Gold Rush for more than 8 years before resigning in 2023. Zungu is a long-standing ANC member and has previously contested for the party's top leadership post in KwaZulu-Natal. While Zungu resigned from Gold Rush a year before Sizekaya was registered, political parties Build One South Africa and the EFF have questioned his involvement in the deal. BOSA is demanding that a full report be tabled before Parliament, detailing the evaluation criteria, scoring system, and outcomes for all submitted bids. Thabiso Koba, Eyewitness News.
The CEO of the Road Accident Fund, Collins Letswalo, has been placed on special leave. The decision was taken by the board following an investigation into corruption allegations at the state-owned fund. The embattled RAF is currently being probed by the Special Investigating Unit for a number of suspicious payments made to law firms. Letswalo, whose term is due to end in August, will still receive his full salary while on suspension. Transport Deputy Minister Muleko Shlengwa says the suspension is not part of disciplinary action.
A meeting held on the 27th of May, the board had resolved in the exercise of its fiduciary responsibilities and duties to place on special leave with full pay and benefits effective immediately the CEO of the Road Accident Fund. The board further advises that this is a precautionary measure.
Another failed mission is SpaceX. The command center lost contact with the upper stage of the Starship as it leaked fuel, spun out of control, and made an uncontrolled re-entry after flying halfway around the world, likely disintegrating over the Indian Ocean. Missing girl Joshlin Smith's mother, Kelly, and members of her family broke down in tears while victim impact statements were read in court. Smith and her co-accused, Jacqueline Apollos and Stefano van Rijn, will be sentenced tomorrow. They were convicted of kidnapping and human trafficking relating to the child's disappearance more than a year ago. A written account from Joshlin's class teacher and the child's grandmother are among the victim impact statements submitted to court in aggravation of the trio's sentence.
Kelly Smith became emotional and broke down in tears as victim impact statements were read out in court today. The court preparation officer, Dionette Baldney, read moving statements from Saldanha resident Cecilia Olivier, who said she became physically and emotionally drained after being actively involved in the search for Joshlin. Joshlin's grade 1 teacher, Edna Mart, shared messages from her classmates and recounted how Joshlin's disappearance affected them. A poem from Joshlin's 14-year-old friend, Taylor Andrews, was also read in court before a damning letter from the child's grandmother, Amanda Daniels, was presented. Daniels wrote that her daughter Kelly Smith made their lives hell. Proceedings were briefly adjourned after Smith started sobbing loudly when a short video of Joshlin was shown in court. Carlo Peterson, Eyewitness News, Western Cape High Court in Saldanha Bay.
President Cyril Ramaphosa's legal team maintains that the identification of King Misizulu, a Zulu king, is in line with Zulu customary law. The president is challenging a Pretoria High Court ruling which found that his recognition of the Zulu king, Misizulu, was unlawful and invalid. The king's uncle, Prince Mbonisi, and his brother, Prince Makade, approached the High Court claiming the identification of the king wasn't done properly and some members of the royal family were not consulted on the matter. But the president's lawyer, advocate Morumo Moerane, says this was tested in court already.
President Cyril Ramaphosa says he has nothing to do with the process of identifying a king. However, maintains that his decision to recognize then Prince Misuzulu as king was informed by members of the royal house. His lawyer advocate Murumo Moirane told the 5 judges in the Supreme Court of Appeal that Misuzulu was nominated in a meeting of royal family members, which included Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the late Zulu traditional prime minister. He adds that the recognition therefore was procedural with the royal family decision.
Respectfully submit that the recognition decision of the President was lawful, rational, and in full compliance with the Act.
Proceedings are continuing in the Supreme Court of Appeal, with opposing lawyers set to present their case. Nhlanhla Mabaso, Eyewitness News, Bloemfontein, Free State.
The city of Johannesburg has allocated more than 5 billion rand to be spent over the next 3 years to address water supply challenges. Finance MMC Margaret Arnolds announced this allocation during her maiden budget speech in council this morning.
The city will also invest in smart pressure management systems and digital leaks detection tools, reducing water loss and increasing service reliability. Targeted water pipe replacement in high leakage zones to reduce non-revenue water, new sewer connection to informal settlements and densified townships.
The bad news is the 200 rand surcharge will stay for another year. Why? A significant driver of projected 12.5% increase in electricity revenue is the controversial 200 rand surcharge imposed on prepaid electricity users. $15 million people in South Africa go hungry every single day, and food insecurity is one of the drivers of poverty and crime in the country. The Union Against Hunger is holding a mini Indaba in Cape Town today to inform, empower and support communities in asserting their rights to food. The speakers at the event also want both the government and the agriculture industry to be held accountable for hunger and food insecurity in the country.
Food insecurity for us is a food system that puts profits above people, making food unaffordable for the women who produce the food.
Could we soon stop the spread of malaria? Researchers at Harvard University think so. They found 2 substances that, when it's absorbed through the legs of a mosquito, it kills the malaria parasite. Malaria claims nearly 600,000 lives each year, the victims mainly being children.
So what this drug does, it goes up through the feet, gets into the mosquito's circulatory system, and it can kill the egg before it matures. And the beauty of this, when you're trying to treat a patient with malaria, you're looking at trying to treat 1 billion parasites. The mosquito probably only has 2 or 3 eggs, so it is a really clever way to really focus and target what you're trying to do.
Vladimir Tretyakhov's iconic painting, Lady from the Orient, has sold for more than 1.7 million rand. It's a new world record for the Russian-born South African painter. The 1955 portrait of a glamorous woman in a green and gold silk gown, the daughter of a Cape Town grocer, is among Tretyakov's most recognized pieces, reproduced the world over on items such as tablecloths to handbags, sold to an anonymous telephone bidder late Tuesday, the Strauss & Co. auction house said. We end on that. Don't forget to download the EWN app.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.